Good morning, June 6th. It's your boy Jeffrey B. Let's get right into it. I kind of struggled to come up with some content for today's video. I was just thinking, what do I talk about? Do I go into the reading, one of the readings, ACA, SLAA, um, or what? I couldn't come up with anything. And then I decided, let's just talk about changing the narrative, shifting focus. What do I mean by that? Well, in a lot of my previous videos, I have kind of focused on calling other people out, describing the history of the family, talking about the abuse. And I realize after putting a lot of those videos out there and damaging relationships, I realize that just like I used to do, I need to take the focus and shine that back on myself. Where am I to blame? What is my part in things? How can I make things better by making myself better and improving the way I interact, or the way that my attitude, my thoughts, my thought process. And I realized that's kind of what this comes down to is, I was playing an old script of the blame game. Yes, it's true we don't want to forget about what happened, but by repeating it and talking about other people's faults and their flaws and what they did, what they didn't do, the neglect and all that, that just keeps things stuck in a rut. It doesn't allow stuff to move forward. I recognize that. It's not about denial. It's not about ignoring what happened. It's not about forgetting it, but it's about, yes, talking about it in a constructive way that doesn't tear people down, but then moving on. And I don't think I was really moving on. So it's time to shift the focus. Just like I started out in the original recovery program, I started out was AA. And in that program, it talks about always looking at our own defects and looking at our own inventory, not the other person's. So I'm going to be trying to do that in some of these videos now, shifting focus on, back to what's my part in things, where are my defects, what have I done wrong, not to blame myself, not to shame myself either, in a constructive, healthy manner. That's one piece, sort of a change in path, if you will. The other is finding happiness with yourself. Um, this is huge. Yesterday I went off the grid for a little bit. I shut my phone off the night before, not last night, but the night before. I just turned the phone off. And I didn't want to obsessively check messages or stay connected to that device. I realized that there's an addiction there in checking messages, in wanting to know what's going on, who's messaging you, things of that nature. And that's unhealthy to stay so addicted to that. That's technology addiction, social media addiction. And it's a form of codependence and anxious attachment. So this social media, if you have anxious attachment style like I do, and you're codependent and all that, this will exacerbate your problems by staying connected to your phone, your device, your smart device, social media accounts. I shut my phone off, and I will tell you it helped a lot. And when you're alone, it's tempting to stay plugged in, to stay connected to your phone on the grid, if you will, because you're alone in your room and you feel like that's your connection, your tether, if you will. But I'll tell you, turn it off and see what happens. I turned it off and left it off yesterday until I actually got into my online SLAA meeting, and that helped a lot. So it helped me wake up, look outside, knowing the phone was off and I couldn't just reach over and check messages and all that and get that addiction hit going again. It was just me with my higher power, with God, with nature outside, the trees, the sun shining, the birds chirping, and I was in the moment. I was present in my body and not controlled by my feelings or my fears or emotions. I was feeling my feelings, not being distracted by being tempted to check the phone. So I'm just saying it might be something you want to investigate if you've never tried it before. Turn it off, go off the grid, give it a shot. And yesterday I started going back on the grid again, and I think I noticed a change in my mood, in my behavior, my attitude towards life. It changed. So it's worth investigating. You could even try just a few hours at a time in the day, go off the grid. However, whatever you want to try, it's up to you. But I would suggest it. And I'm gonna might try it a little more today just to see what happens, how I feel. But self love, uh, being with yourself. One way is to disconnect from the social media, go off the grid where you can spend time alone with your thoughts, with your feelings, because that even that radiation coming off that phone can interfere with your thoughts. I know it's so minor, and the professionals say, it doesn't cause anything. I'm telling you, there's something there. Just that energy changes things. I can't give you the scientific research and the data and this and that, and is there preponderance of evidence? It doesn't matter. I know from my own personal experience, if that phone is off, maybe it's psychological. If the phone is off, I'm more in my body. I'm more trying to love myself and feel my feelings, because not feeling your feelings is how we abandon ourselves and how we stay in the disease, in the sickness, and not practicing self love. Not feeling our feelings is a way to recreate shame and to keep shame going. The goal here is to heal shame. How do we do that? The shame buster is self love. Self love, and the only way to really get there, I'm experiencing, is by staying present, being in my feelings and emotions, so I know who Jeff really is and not abandoning myself by checking out with distraction and YouTube and social media and messages and emails. That's a way to dissociate, split off from reality, and not be with Jeff. I need to be with Jeff so I can have the opportunity to practice self love and therefore heal shame, break the shame down. The core of toxic shame leaks out. It's going to take time and practice, but I encourage you to spend some alone time with yourself. That's going to help you feel your feelings, practice self love with, I love you, Jeff. I love you, Jeff. You boys are good boys. You're not bad boys. Like this, tapping, words of affirmation, and just breathing, focusing on the breath, and prayer to whatever HP you choose. Okay, it doesn't matter. Prayer meditation. So, and doing things you like. Go grab a Thai Royal Milk ice cream wherever you are, right? I'm going to do that today probably. Give me some ice cream. Get you some good food. Watch your money. Be reasonable, but treat yourself. Love yourself. That shows self-love. Do something good. For example, me, I'm fixing my teeth. I told you that. That's top line behavior, and that shows self-love too. You guys have a great day, and I'm really glad. Thanks to my viewers. Thanks for watching. And until next time, love yourself, and I love you too. All the best.